What's going on, guys, and welcome to another match review. It's Swansea City 2, Wycombe 0. A fantastic victory away today for the Swans, starting the season with 2 wins, a draw and no defeats out of 3, so an absolutely fantastic start. Undefeated and still yet to concede a goal in the league. 3 goals and 0 conceded is a good start. I mean, today would have been a perfect opportunity to add a few more to that. A good result last week against Birmingham and a 0-0 result there. But we built on that today with a win against Wycombe. I think that was vital, especially after Wycombe's 5-0 defeat against Blackburn last week. We built on it. We got the victory. Again, another clean sheet for Freddie Woodman and the back 5. Absolutely fantastic. The 3 centre-backs that we've got at the moment are performing out of their skin. Roden is dealing with everything from set pieces. He is pushing forward and making those tackles, stopping the attack coming in from midfield. And, they're all just performing absolutely fantastic. Woodman is dealing with everything. Today, not an awful lot to do in goals, a very boring sort of 90-plus minutes for him. 17 goal attempts for the Swans with only 6 on target, which is a bit unfortunate. We had a good couple of opportunities in the first half to really kill the game off. We went in 2-0 up at half-time. But there was certainly the opportunities in the first half, to go 3 or 4-0 up come half-time, and the game would have been dead and buried. We could have made a few substitutions earlier on in the second half, but it wasn't to be. An early 13th minute goal from Andre Ayew with a fantastic assist yet again from Jake Bidwell. He is causing teams already this season some very, very serious problems down that left-hand wing. He's getting forward more than any left back I'm seeing in the league so far, so a fantastic start to the season personally for Bidwell. Again, as I say, Andre Ayew getting on the ball, getting that first early goal for the Swans on the 13th minute. He's tried to stretch for it, but a fantastic instinct goal. And then it only took another 10 minutes for the Swans to double their lead, with Jamal Lowe getting on the score sheet his first goal in the league for the Swans this season, and it was that man once again involved, Andre Ayew, setting up the ball. And to be fair, he played some fantastic football today. He didn't get man of the match in the game, but on FOTMob he got an 8.8 rating out of 10, which is absolutely fantastic. Gibbs-White was the man of the match on Sky, and he was voted man of the match online, but on Swans Twitter. Another fantastic, super sort of performance from Morgan Gibbs-White. Not a lot of us really knew what to expect from him coming on loan, obviously spending an awful lot of time on the bench, but he's come straight into this midfield and he's already solidified his place for an awful long period this season. Again, fantastic stats, causing Wycombe all sorts of trouble, defensively making some tackles, stopping the counter-attack, and, delivering counter-attacks for the Swans through the midfield, linking up with the left and right wing-backs, and also linking up with the wingers in Jamal Lowe and Andre Ayew. Fantastic footwork, great vision of pass, and he's got a keen eye for goal. He was unfortunate with 1 or 2 attempts, back post header. Him and Andre Ayew both went for the ball at the exact same time, and just a lack of communication there. They're both goal hungry, they both want to perform for the team, and it probably would have been best left for Morgan Gibbs-White, who was just behind Andre Ayew, so that would have put us up 3-0. But it was unfortunate we couldn't, add to our goals in the second half. Wycombe massively changed tactically in the second half. Fair play to the manager, Gareth Ainsworth. He changed an awful lot in the second half. So his halftime team talk must have been quite, very well delivered, to the point, solidify that midfield and that defence, not allow Andre Ayew too much time on the ball, and certainly not allow Gibbs-White the time on the ball to pick the passes he was in the first half, because his laser vision and his pinpoint passing certainly set us up for an awful lot of opportunities in that first half. And we certainly could have added to it. He got one-on-one with the goalkeeper, made another fantastic save. Their keeper was right up there today. To be fair to him, he pulled out some great saves. I mean, 6 on target, only conceding the 2. That's at least 4 saves. There was a couple of blocked shots in there, 5 for the Swans. Wycombe had 6 shots off target, and so did the Swans. So there was opportunities for both teams to get, a couple of goals. Wycombe just lacked it in attack. They just did not have anything really to worry Woodman or the defence. Their main set piece taker was on the bench, which is quite strange. Their main threat was sort of their winger, Fred. I can't really say his surname, so I'm not going to bother. But he was taken off in the second half, and it changed the dynamic of the game, but they just could not get past the defence and Woodman. This week, one of the main positives and changes from the Birmingham game that I noticed is all of our sort of sloppy passes, the ones that we were misplacing last week. Even though we were misplacing passes this week, we were actually lucky enough that Wycombe weren't sharp enough and quick enough to the ball that we were able to then get possession of the ball once again. I think there was only one really bad sloppy pass, and it came from Gaihi, which was unfortunate. He was looking for Birdwell up on the left-hand wing in the second half, and it just went straight up for a throw-in, which was quite unfortunate. But you can't fault anybody who performed today. Everyone got at least a 7.5 rating. Maybe besides the two substitutes that come on late in the game, Fulton coming on and Cullen coming on, those two replacing Jamal Lowe and Morgan Gibbs-White. And even at that point, even for the 90 minutes, Gibbs-White still had the best stats in the game. So you can see why he did get the man of the match performance. It was a really good, resounding, individual performance for him, and he certainly helped the team going forward and defensively. Cooper said in his post-match interview on Sky that the intent for the second half was to build on and add to the amount of goals that we'd got. The tempo certainly dropped. Obviously, I said Wycombe's tactics changed an awful lot for the second half. The substitutions Gareth Ainsworth brought on did make a difference to the game, but we just didn't really look like we were had the sort of attacking intent that we did in the first half. We really could have killed the game off in the first, but it wasn't to be. Well, it was to be, but the 2-0 is a happy and a very good result. Another clean sheet, 3 from 3. We're doing fantastic. It's a really good, promising start to the season. Just after full time, we were sitting top of the table on goal difference. The games at 3 PM have now kicked off, so Reading have just gone above us on goal difference by 1. So fingers crossed they lose this afternoon, but they're playing Cardiff, so I guess we'll take a point there. But it's a very promising start. Cooper, again, there's people complaining that he's leaving the subs too late, but you can see maybe why, because it's difficult to pick who would you really take off from that 11 today. Other than needing to give people a rest, no one's performance really deserved to be substituted. So it's quite difficult. You got to sort of sympathise with Cooper and the coaching team as to who you'd bring off and why at what point. But I would have liked to have seen Peterson come on, maybe for Jamal Lowe. I'm glad Cullen come on, got a few more minutes than last week, but he was involved in a couple of chances. He kind of set up Andre Ayew for an opportunity which was blocked, but maybe in games like this, you'd maybe bring them on for 25 minutes, half an hour, get them that championship experience that they need to then get more minutes later down the season. But fingers crossed, Cullen can get off the mark for us when he does come on as a substitute. Give Cooper something to think about. But we desperately need a striker going forward. Had we had it today, we probably could have got a few more goals. But very pleased with the result and happy with the performance. Nothing to complain, nothing at all to complain about today. So we move on to next week against Millwall. We're at home. Obviously no fans in the stadium. It's going to be a very difficult game. But I think Millwall have had a good start to the season. They've recruited very well as well throughout the season, the off-season. So it's going to be a difficult game. But I think we may have enough there to get over the line against Millwall. So guys, once again, thank you very much for anyone who tuned into the live stream. I am live streaming every single Swansea City game this season until we're allowed back into the ground, in which case I will do vlogs. So that is it. As I say, I'm going to wrap it up. Make sure you join us for the live streams. I will be releasing a preview for the Millwall game in the week and a video coming up for the Gaffer.io Championship Fantasy Football. So if you're not involved in that, get involved. I'll leave the details down in the description. Thank you very much once again for watching, guys. Hit that subscribe button. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. We're currently sat at 750. Like the video. Drop your comments down below of what you thought of the game and who your man of the match was. Guys, I'll see you on the next one. Have a great week until then. Come on, Swans.